During the last few weeks, I have had the pleasure of interacting with the community of Anno players, which is absolutely full of friendly and helpful people of all ages and backgrounds. Whether you visit the official Ubisoft forums, Anno subreddit, Facebook groups, or any other place where these gamers come together, you will find someone who can answer your questions or give you great advice. This is why I will try to feature as many of these fellow players and their really useful gameplay tips and tricks for Anno 1800 in this and my future videos. My name is Peter, and if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you and start off with a cool tip about how to deal with pirates both cheaply and peacefully, since my last video was all about how to destroy the pirate island base and kick them off the map. Link up here and in the description below. And this is why I thought it would be a good balance for the first tip of this video to be about peaceful coexistence with the pirates. This tip and gameplay strategy comes from several players I have talked to in the Anno 1800 community on Facebook. What Duskmuddin and Dylan Savinda offer is a great and simple way of converting pirates from hated enemies into valuable trade partners. First thing you do is to offer the pirates a ceasefire. But the thing is that when the pirates offer it to you, they ask for a lot of money in return. But what you might have not known and what I didn't know is that if you offer them a ceasefire on your own, the pirates will settle for far less money. When some time passes under that ceasefire with the pirates, you can offer them the non-aggression pact. And once you get them to sign it, you will need to start flattering them and even offer gifts or request quests. You need to do this in order to increase the reputation you have with them up to 80 points. Once you reach this level of friendliness with the Pirate Queen and Harlow, you can actually get trade rights with her. This lets you buy amazing combat items and even unique ships from the pirate island. If you keep your reputation high enough, eventually the pirates will send you tribute in the form of cash. Now some of you might think that this will take all the fun out of the naval battles and prevent you from farming pirates and looting them for great items and characters to boost buildings and ships with. This looting and boosting is something I have explained in one of my previous videos, link is up there and in the description below. But actually, there is a way to keep doing this even when you are friends with pirates. And we have Henne's 4800 from Reddit to thank for this great tip. What you do is to buy or find the items called Letter of Marque or Black Flag. These items, when activated, allow your ships to become pirates for a limited amount of time. The best part about that is that you can use a ship sailing under this Black Flag or with a Letter of Marque to attack, sink and loot the very pirates you made friends with, and they cannot do anything about it, not even drop your reputation rating with them. Since I have mentioned trading and boosting production efficiency, let me pass on 2 tips about these gameplay mechanics. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that you should buy bricks and steel from an NPC trader to speed up your starting economy and building construction, link to which you can find up here and in the description. But that is not the only way you can get even more of these goods if you apply a trick I got from Jasper Villian as a comment on one of my videos. Since bricks and iron beams are used in the construction of many buildings, you can run out of them pretty quickly despite revving up production. An easy way to get more is by setting up a buy order in your trade post and setting up the desired amount to always have stockpiled. With this set, the passive trader ships from the AIs and the NPCs will sell you bricks and iron or any other good you're short on each time they dock to your trade post. If you're worried about the cost to your economy from doing this, you can see which goods are you overproducing and sell those to the same passive traders. If you make a lot of beer or canned food for example and sell those, you can balance out the cost of those goods you lack. It's a great way of getting more diverse goods without setting up the whole production chain, especially if you have to do it on a new island because of the scarce and random resource nodes. Jasper William and others have also posted a number of other tips and I will get to those in one of my future videos. At this point, so many players have added their advice that this might as well become a series of videos. If you have your own tips to share with other players, please do so in the comments below and also hit that like button to help this video reach many other players. When it comes to goods production and boosting it with items and characters called specialists, there are several gameplay mechanics which come together to make efficient production both fun and challenging to set up. Now, I have covered this subject with multiple videos in the past, some about production chains, others about boosters and bonuses, and future videos will cover layouts, but Bury the Money from Reddit has a very simple but effective tip for you about planning out your future production chains and layouts of buildings. Since production chains become ever more complex as you go above the worker class citizens, you need to plan them out in advance before you commit to constructing buildings. Bury the Money advises you to always first place down a blueprint of a trade union building, or even 3 of them in a triangle, and then construct other production buildings and warehouses around those. So an efficient layout begins radially from the center position of a trade union. You can leave the warehouses outside the range as they are not affected, and set up the last building in each production chain on the edge of that effective range, right up next to the warehouses. Once you actually find those items and specialists, then you build up the trade union from the blueprints and use them to boost production and efficiency of your production chains. Some of them create radical changes, so do note that your layout might change because of these items and specialists. For the last tip and trick of this video, I want to mention one which Christer Johansson posted on one of my videos. I included it before, but I wanted to give him credit and also expand on this advice a bit more. Christer points our attention to the fact that only farmers and workers need a market and want a pub in the range of their homes. And as you upgrade them to higher citizen classes, their needs and wants change so that the market and the pub become obsolete. There is this handy chart you can follow to check these needs and wants. As you can see from this chart, his advice is just the tip of the iceberg. Each citizen class in each part of the world has their own needs and wants. These are fulfilled by different buildings, and you can either move the citizen homes or move these buildings around as your citizens upgrade and these buildings become obsolete. This will of course upset all those who like tidy layouts in their cities, what we, the fans of the city building genre, call neatness OCD, with no disrespect to people who are really affected by this condition. I too am a sucker for perfect positioning, neatness and correct ratios, but I'm getting the feeling that the developers are doing their best either to irk us for the fun of it or simply teach us to try and accept some necessary randomness and non-perfect setups, or possibly both. In any case, I will keep a healthy balance in my gameplay and in my videos, and this would be my advice for you today. Do all things in moderation and have a happy time gaming. Thank you for watching this video, made possible by the community of this wonderful game.